Tap tap. Oh, my phone done fell. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? We're back on Fred Just Says a News podcast. We got some interesting guests on today. You know what I mean? They're gonna answer all your questions about what does it take to be a basketball player at the next level, and what does it take to be a sports analyst or just in the sports field, period. You know what I mean? So you stay on the show, and so we'll provide you with that intel. You know what I'm saying? Definitely feel free to get at us in the comment section as y'all do so well on Thursday nights. So I think my brother is ready in the background, so I'm gonna give him the proper introduction that he needs. You know what I'm saying? The man of the hour, the star of the show. You know what I'm saying? The man is coming your way, Najee Wilkins.
Man, the start of the show. I'm dead, bro. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. You know, blessed and highly favored. All praises to the Most High, man. I see you in your $700,000 home, man. So how long have you moved in, brother?
I wish it was like that.
You just got your piano in the background?
Nah, man. I wish I lived in a house like that. Nah, man. This is a smooth background, man.
This AI. You know, finesse the whole. You didn't finesse the whole. We didn't even know that, brother.
Nah, it's StreamYard, man. Hey, you StreamYard it. They be giving you the backgrounds. They be setting you up.
This could be deceiving, ladies and gentlemen. He done hood
Uh,
one just run amok and run straight. What that's Steve with that
what a muck, let it straight. Bamboozle.
bamboo hoodwink. Hey, boy, you can't say Steven ain't got those lines for you, my boy.
True, true.
Nonetheless, man, this is like I said, ladies and gentlemen. You know, what I'm saying this is the better half of the show right here, man. Man of the hour. You know, you wrote some interesting pieces. You know, what I'm saying this week, brother. Let's start there, man. You talked about Trey Keith that just received that offer from Georgia Tech. You know, what I'm saying, how did you feel for him to receive an offer? I think what 2 to 3 weeks after, you know what I'm saying, coach or the Georgia Tech staff offered not Braylon Try, excuse me, I'm on football time. Offered Breland Craft, you know what I'm saying, the Tech offer.
Yeah, I mean, me and you seen it up close and personal, right? Like Keith was taking over the game. I forget. I think they played pace, and he absolutely lit it up. Like, he wasn't playing no games, and I think he ended up rolling his ankle or something.
Yep.
So he didn't have like the same. He still had the same aggressiveness, but you could tell it was a little something different. But his ability to be able to be the prolific scorer, and when I talked to him, like I said, score on all three levels. You know what I'm saying? Be able to get his teammates involved. But he's taking real onus on being a leader. That vocal leadership aspect of it,
Mm.
and go ahead and put that part to his game. This young, I mean, that says a lot because he's only a sophomore. He's already won a state championship, right? So it's like, what layer can you add to your game? And he also putting the onus on playing defense at a high level. So I think he's a full complete package. It's still very early. He's been talking to Georgia Tech for a while,
Mm.
but that would be another guy 2027 class you don't want to miss out on. But I mean, you talked about it off air. It's just Coach Stoudemire doing a really good job of getting in good with these recruits early in the process. There's one you wrote about. I'll ask you about here in a second. But I think go ahead and getting that offer to him, knowing what it is, spouting that relationship. I think he's going to be on campus. I think he got a visit as well coming up, in the fall. All things you want to see if you're a Tech fan. But you wrote a good piece on AJ Williams. Can you talk more about that?
Oh yeah, so obviously it's no secret now if you've been following this basketball close. I know it's a lot going on right now. You know, football is heating up, stuff like that. But it was announced, let's say 2 months ago, right? That's a rough estimate. Number two player in the class of 2028, right behind fellow Georgia. You know what I'm saying, Bentley Luceno. You know what I'm saying, that 3 level score, efficient. To be so young, to be a freshman, is already done. You know what I'm saying, everything that any hooper could, you know what I'm saying, at his age would dream of. You know what I'm saying, you played at the Nike Elite top 100 camp, playing, you know what I'm saying, overseas talent, playing for Team USA, and is and was, because it's past tense now, the leading scorer on the team, I think with 13.8, 15 points, it's either 13.8 or 15 point something points a game. That's what I heard about as a freshman, playing with Nasir Anderson, playing with Benny Luceno. You know what I mean? These are elite talented guys, man. 3 level score, like I said, kids 6'7", 6'8", give or take. You know, And like you just said, for Coach Stoudemire to be getting on these kids early, it just plants seeds. You know what I'm saying? As I quoted in the article, um, you know what I'm saying? He's just I'm trying to think of a good analogy, but you know what I'm saying, planting those seeds for when the winning takes place. We're all looking forward to the seeds are going to sprout into big, I'm saying big apple trees, big strong apple trees that even George Washington could cut down, or that wasn't apple trees. He was, I think, whatever tree George Washington was cutting, chestnut tree, whatever it was. But you get what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Kids super talented, and like you just said, it's gonna be interesting to follow his journey because he released his top six. It had Georgia Tech, Georgia, I think Mississippi State. Um, Let me pull it up. Well, I forgot the other three. I'm about to talk about something totally different. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Williams. All right. So, like I said, Georgia, Georgia Tech, Mississippi State, Memphis, LSU, Texas A&M. Like I said, it's way too early. Interesting. We see kind of Coach Penny Hardaway, Coach Stoudemire, kind of on similar grounds. Though Coach Penny's been in the collegiate game a lot longer than Coach Stoudemire. Memphis is another program that you could possibly see, you know what I'm saying, becoming emerging as a new age blue blood, right? I know I'm long winded, forgive me. But I wanted to shed light on Coach Penny. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that kind of has that, he got that aura, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Having his own shoe, playing with Shaq, you know what I'm saying? Been kind of, you know what I'm saying, nurturing that program, having uh, uh, Wiseman, you know what I'm saying, got drafted to the Golden State Warriors. Didn't pan out, but Mikey Williams, he's had these big caliber names that's trying to build. So, you know what I'm saying, that's interesting too. But I apologize for the long rant. But and to your point about Trey Keith, I wanted, which is what I brought up earlier. Um, they were in a battle today with Game Elite. You know what I'm saying? Game Elite's been a wreck and stuff. I'm about to share my screen here real quick. This is per Trent Marquith. You know what I'm saying? The brother, yeah, well, he's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He's a accredited NCAA scout. You know what I'm saying? We definitely, I know Nas prefer to be on the football side. You know what I'm saying? I like to do a little both, but I definitely love my hoops for sure. But nonetheless, Kobe Landrew lit those guys up and they defeated, you know what I'm saying, 85. Kobe had 28 points, six rebounds, 4 assists, 5 for 7 from three. You know what I'm saying? He's been catching fire, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Still not on the top on any top list, but you know what I mean, continues to prove why he's one of the best in the nation. You know what I mean? So this is not a surprise. Game Elite probably still undefeated in the 3SSB. They'll probably win it all this year, and he's going to be a big reason why. You see Caleb Holt, Kevin Savage on the court. And so when you saw this, brother, you know what I'm saying, just what was your initial reaction for them to be 85?
Obviously, that those are two really good programs going at it. Trey Keith is running with 85 in the 3SSB circuit. But this just brings up the article that I wrote earlier this week that I kind of wanted to said, obviously light on when it comes to Landry. Now, right now, he's obviously warm to Purdue, but this is a guy that I talked about in this SI article I wrote. So y'all definitely go check it out, Tech fans, if y'all here watching the show and tuning in. But I said prospects that Georgia Tech should not miss out on. And obviously, number one, I had Jalen Wingfield. But next up, I have Colvin Landry. And, you know, when you get featured, obviously, Bacon, you know better than me. Like I said, I'm getting more into the hoop space. I feel like I definitely have a broader knowledge now than I did maybe a few years ago. But when you're getting, shouted out by Swiss Cultures and they're signaling you out specifically, that speaks to your talent level and, obviously what you can do. And I think that's what we see. Like, you see here in this video what he's able to do, ability to create all that good stuff. Nice bag, typical shot, contested, getting it. Pivot, spin, create space. Just making it look easy. You know what I'm saying? You get it. But He was one I talked about, and he blew up after kind of that NBA Top 100 camp when he absolutely balled out, picked up offers from obviously Michigan, Texas, Indiana, Oklahoma, and an
Mhm.
array of more. But when you go and look, he always has played high level basketball, right? We got a chance to see him this past fall and obviously winter when he was running with Wheeler. Ends up leading him to a state championship, 19 points, 8 board performance. He's been balling all year long, obviously in the spring and in the summer. So as I said and alluded to in the article, can't miss guy, right? Finally starting to get his flowers. Had a notable performance in GBC live period, 28 points, five threes. Like I say, he won the MVP. He could just do so many things, and he's a long, athletic wing. And if you, Coach Stoudemire, you want somebody that can put the ball on the floor, can hit difficult shots, create offense, and also defend at a high level. I feel like Landry is going to give you that. Like I said, right now he's warm to Purdue, but this is a guy I would not want to let leave the state.
Facts. He'll be if he goes there, he'll be going to join Jakari Harris. But it's gonna be. I hope Coach can pull this off. It's gonna be tough. Just because it's a national guy now. I wonder what's in the water in Purdue, man. This in the first Georgia commit. They pulled to the side, but interesting enough. The third guy you have on this list, Marcus Gillespie, is having a huge summer as well. It's kind of flown under the radar.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he's the same kind of a thing. I mean, that's just a shot maker, and I think he has like up to 10 offers. So what did Georgia Tech struggle with last season? They struggled with scoring the basketball. Right now, they've done a good job getting Cam Craft, getting guys to come in there to kind of solidify that problem. Kawhi Reeves got another year of eligibility, so that
Yeah.
should be able to help. But when you look at the long term perspectives of the team, I mean, this guy dropped 30 back to back performances in the rise, hitting, I mean, difficult shots now. Now, these ain't easy shots he's hitting, contested, stepping back, creating 36-point performance in the semifinal game, winning MVP. I mean, you talk about a guy you want to pair along with a Kai Fleming or, your other guard, Eric Chatfield in the future. This guy is definitely, fits the mold and somebody that you want to pair alongside them because he can go get a bucket and also at the same time play, make, and do different things.
Nah, absolutely, absolutely. And I keep forgetting that they got Eric Chatfield, and that's another player. Tech fans, if you're watching, man, get your popcorn ready, man. I know y'all pack out them cameras for the boys. We'd like to see it pack out for the ladies. I think coach is gonna do some good things with the girls. But Eric Chatfield, man, is spectacular. Wizard with the ball in his hands. Another Georgia Stars player, Homer, playing for the legendary coach at Pace Academy. So that's another guy too, obviously look out for. You did top three or you did four guys on this list in the article.
Oh, I did three. I did Gillespie, and the number one is obviously Wingfield. I mean,
Yeah.
we seen it up close in person. That's a game changer. That would be like them landing, call it disrespectful, but that would be like them landing Caleb Wilson last cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like he has that kind of potential. They haven't put him as a 5-star yet, but we all know what Wingfield can do. Wingfield's that guy. You know what I'm saying to me. So I will put him in that same kind of a category. I think he's a 5-star player, 5-star prospect. He showed you in the state championship game what he could do, double double machine.
Yeah.
He's one of those rare bigs at power forward that can, similar to kind of reminds me of KD. Like they don't have the same game, but he can score at will. But then he also defends. He's a rim protector, as I alluded to in the article. I'm saying he can block shots and do different things. And you need that two-way player. He's not slow, right? He's athletic. Another guy that would be the type of guy I would want if I'm Coach Stoudemire.
Yeah. I talked to we ain't really chop it up. We kind of just checked in the other day and I'm saying in the Twitter DM, Wings always fun. He's a good kid, man. I'm saying? Got the pedigree, his pops played at Cincinnati. So it's gonna be interesting to see where he kind of lands. Uh but nonetheless, but I'm gonna take the screen back. We're gonna dive into some more what's going on in Rock Hill, man. I'm not sure I think this is the 3SSB championship because they only go to Rock Hill for the big
Yeah,
one.
that's it. Yeah,
All
that's
right,
the
that's
big
what,
one. Because
so
the EYBL session is going on right now.
they are, but they aren't in soccer. They aren't in Augusta though, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah. I know, and then because I know, yeah, we're gonna go to Under Armour as well. They're in Session 3 in Atlanta as we speak. But yeah, so Pop Dutson, as you see, 31 points here. You know what I mean? That's your guy right there, brother Cam Green. Uh,
Yeah, he's
you
good.
know, he's good. I think he had like 16 yesterday in a win. So, you know what I'm saying? All the Jordan talent, you know what I'm saying, is doing good. I think Cam plays for Team Loaded, but Pops 31 points, 9 for 12 shooting, man. I think number one or number two in 3 SSB scoring right now. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. After we go kind of scroll through this, we'll talk about Caleb Holt. Scheduling a visit to Auburn and Alabama. You know what I'm saying? It seems like the kid may want to stay. Go back to the homeland where he's from. Let's see. We talked about Clover Landrew. Oh, did he double back? Okay, so 82 to 68. You know what I'm saying? Lopsided win. Caleb Holt, 25, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals. Kevin Savage, 19 points, 3 assists, who just got a Georgia offer the other day, man. Um, mm, 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 mm. Kingston Whitty. This is not a 3SSB. Ashton Meeks, we saw him last year at Peach Jam. Decided to play with Team Loaded this year on the Adidas circuit. 23 points, 4 for 5 from three. I gotta, you know, what I'm saying, shed light on him because his pops gave us the green light to interview him. So Ashton Meeks out of the DMV area playing for the Matha. I don't think he played for the Matha this year. But nah, I'm sure you can, you know what I'm saying, help me out, brother. You know what I'm saying? The kid's just, he's a smaller D Wade to me, not athletic, but you know what I'm saying, just skill wise plays out of a triple threat. He's a guy that you just gotta have on any team. I'm gonna pick him up.
He just got a smooth game. We seen it last year. I don't know if you remember. We was watching Baba, and
Yeah.
I think he's playing on the other team, but just being able to get to the cup, draw defenders, move off his pivot foot, create space, knock it down. Just all around pure score to me. Like I said, probably not to the skill set of a Dwayne Wade or the quickness and being able to go and strike, but I mean, still a great all around game. Can do a bunch of different things and just create offense, man. So the kid is smooth.
Nah, definitely, man. So we got a guest coming on 2 minutes, or am I ahead of myself?
No, 2 minutes. Yeah, he's supposed to join back.
All right, well, we'll talk about Caleb Holt until then. Caleb Holt, so I talked about it earlier, man. Scheduling a visit to Alabama and Auburn, brother. So, it's no surprise. You know what I mean? I'm sure, he's got a lot of people in his ear. Hey, man, your family's home. We want to see you play at home, man. Um, this is a good sign. Bruce Pearl, Nate Oates, you know what I'm saying, bringing in the hometown kid for possible visit. If you had to choose, if you had to pick, brother, you know what I'm saying, if you were Caleb Holt or if you just being a reporter, where do you think, or what school do you think is leaning in the right trajectory, program rise on the ascend? Well, which one do you think has the best shot at getting his services?
I think both are really good, bro. It's hard to really just distinguish between the two. I mean, I would guess I would go with Auburn, but Alabama is no slouch with Nate Oates. You see what they're able to do, making
Yeah,
deep playoff runs and everything like that. And then you look at Auburn with Bruce Pearl. Look at the team they had this year. That was a really good team, and they can attract top end talent. They hit in the transfer portal. They had Ja'Kai Howard at one point. So it's really up to Caleb. I mean, you see, like Pettiford, look what he did as a freshman.
so all right, yeah,
Cole could have a similar type of a role. You know what I'm saying? So he really can't go wrong with either. Both of those are blue bloods, I would say, currently in the current NCAA basketball.
not facts. Yeah, I would agree. Something inside me is saying Alabama, and I was thinking Alabama has the edge when I saw it, just because we got our guest on. We got our guest on. That's a bet.
All right, here we go.
I'll
Hold
let
on
you
one,
intro, man.
sir. You
What's
muted,
going
my
on,
guy.
buddy?
Oh, what's up? What's up?
What's
What's up?
going on, bro? How's everything going,
What's up?
man?
Good, man. Good, man.
Bad man. Tell the
Looking
folks at home that's watching, man, just a little bit about yourself. Just quick little intro, man.
All right. What's up, guys? My name is Alex McIlwain. I'm class of 2027. I go to Westminster. I play for Flight 22, AAU. Um, I'm a junior, rising junior. Um, I've been playing basketball since I was 2 years old. I was born in
Hmm.
Columbia, moved to Greenville when I was 4. Then we moved to Greenville. Yeah, when I was 4, then we moved to Lake Wiley, South Carolina. That's like outside of Charlotte, pretty much Rock Hill. Going into 7th grade, and it's really been a blessing. Meeting new people, meeting new guys to hoop with. Um, it's just really been a blessing. Um, I'm really grateful to be here, to play the game that I love, and to follow my father's footsteps because he played college ball at Northern Greenville University. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but he played at Northern Greenville University. So, um, and I have family who played professionally. My cousin, he played for professional baseball and football. Uh, my other cousin, he went to college. He had offers from Wofford, Furman, all of them. So I'm trying to build the name up again. I'm the youngest cousin. I'm the youngest sibling, and all that. So I'm trying to carry the family legacy up. But yeah, I just really love the game of basketball. Yeah. Again, thank you guys for letting me be on here.
No, of course,
Absolutely.
brother. Anytime. So I want to
Oh yeah.
expound on that. So obviously, your pops was big, obviously in your life. Been playing since you was 2, man. So what were some things you just remember, lessons he's teaching you about the game of basketball that has always stuck with you?
Basketball is a game about pace. Uh, Not everything is gonna go your way. Like it's more of a mental game. So let's say your 3 points not falling in, drive it into the basket. Make the easy plays like rebound the ball, hustle the ball, and that's one of the things that makes me a better player. I don't just I can score and shoot the ball, play defense, but it's the little things that make me good, like rebounding, diving on the floor for the ball, causing turnovers. It's just the little things like that, and also showing like respect to your coaches and teammates. Giving them eye contact when they're talking to you. It's just the little things.
100%. So you would say being coachable is another critical
Yeah.
part of it.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay, got you. So for you, when I ask like, okay, like what part of your game you think stands out the most when people watch, what would you say?
My energy. I bring a whole lot of energy to the game. I try to make everybody better. I'm a really good competitor. Um, yeah, like when the game gets intense, it's gonna be some talking. You know what I'm saying? But it's all about the game. Uh, I play really good defense. Like that's one of the main things I'm really good at is defense, hustling, and like I can score anytime, but defense is the most important in the game, and that's what I want to continue on being able to do and get better at too. Because not everybody's perfect at anything. So just been hitting the lab a lot and just really working on my defense and ball handling and all that.
So obviously you talked about being in the lab. So walk me through that. So how would a prospect similar to your stature, your style, how would he work on his defense? Is it lateral drills? Is it 1-on-1? Like how would you work on your defense to better it?
Oh yeah, we do one-on-one zigzags. Zigzags is going to help a lot. Go against okay. If I'm okay, let's say if you're a bench player, right? Go against a starting point guard every time. Go at them every practice, and you want to compete against them every practice. That's gonna make you better 1,000% because it's gonna show the coaches that hey, you're putting yourself on the line, you know. And that's what I've always been putting in my head. Like, yeah, go against the best player, the best ball handler, because it's also gonna make you a better player too. Yeah, you might get crossed up, yeah, but it's a part of the game. You're also gonna get better. But also, but hit the weight room too. The weight room is really good because it's gonna make you stronger too. Because you're not gonna be able to get bully balled all the time. So hitting the gym is a big part. But yeah, definitely zigzags and one-on-one drills. Yeah.
So Alex, walk me through. Obviously, I've talked to some athletes, so correct me
Oh
if I'm
yeah.
wrong. Some say like, okay, the weight room helps them. Some say it don't. Like some say they don't really need it. They'll do calisthenics. So from your experience, like how beneficial is the weight room for you? And then like, what are some things you do in the weight room? Because some say sometimes they'll be in there, their shot are full funny after they do it. Like, what's your experience with the weight room in your eyes?
So when I first started lifting, yeah, my shot, I couldn't really shoot, but the more you lift, it really helps your shot.
Mm.
Because you know, and think about back on defense, you want to be strong, and you know what I'm saying, and on offense, you want to be strong, attacking the paint. Um, you don't want to be slim and you know what I'm saying, get pushed around, bully ball all the time. Then they're gonna be like, hey, I want you to play me on defense that way you can bully ball me. Nah, that's why the gym is really important. And what I do in the gym is you can do a lot of things in the gym, like squat, clean, um, bench press. deadlift, all those things. It's just the little things, box jump, just the little things you can work on. But yeah, hitting the weight room is most definitely important to the game.
100%. Now, look, I'm pulling up your tape as I'm talking to you right now. I want us to break it down together. Just some of the things you seen on the court. You know, what I'm saying from your film, and we're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
break it down together. You cool with that?
oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
I bet. Let's do it. Let me find it real quick. All right, here we go. And then Bacon, I'll bring you in. Let you ask
Oh
some
yeah,
questions.
brother. I mean, your show, brother.
All right. So this first clip. Oh, come on, Wi-Fi. Don't do that, bro. All right, so let's walk through that clip real quick, Alex. So obviously here, crashing the glass, what you talked about, high energy, you know what I'm
Oh
saying,
yeah,
making sure you're at the right spot. And then, once you grab the ball, I know you're thinking about scoring, but then you see this double right here coming. So what's going through your head? Because you're able to squeeze through this little small sliver right here and hit this off the glass. But what's going through your head here when you see that double
my thing
coming?
is my thing is if their foot is not on that baseline, I'm going right past you every time. Because
Mm.
you know how coaches be like, that's why I listen. You know how coaches be like, put your foot on the baseline, that way they can't get past you. He didn't put his foot on the baseline. That's an easy drive to go past them. And if you go past them, they might bring even more players. That's an easy kick out to your teammates. Wide open three or wide open layup. You know.
100%. So same thing here, right? Obviously, crashing the glass again.
Oh
So here, when you get in this position and kind of talk about this because he doesn't box you. So when you go up, like what were you thinking here?
that's just like an easy putback. He's not contesting anything. He's not really trying. Like, okay, it's just an easy putback.
100%.
And that's the same. Go back to that clip.
Yes,
And
sir.
that clip is really good back onto the weight room because the weight room helps you with your legs. You have to box out with your legs, and if you do them squats, it's
Mm.
easier enough to box out people while using your legs. And that's why I'm saying the weight room is really important. And if you getting stronger, because you can also finish through contact and all that. That's why the weight room is really important.
Gosh. All right, so let's talk about that part of your game. 3-point shot, right?
Oh
Obviously,
yeah,
here you open, no hesitation, which you love to see when you're a shooter. You come into your path. So just talk about your release and kind of just your form and how you get it off pretty quickly.
oh yeah. So I'm a 3-point shooter. I've been shooting the ball a lot. I hit the gym a lot, working my 3 points, but I'm not the best. Not everybody's the best. No one's like Steph Curry. That's why I work a lot of time on my shot. As much as ball handle, but more on my shot because you want to be consistent. Yeah, people can shoot, but it's all about consistency. Like, it's all about the mental. Like, yeah, can I shoot the ball and go in, knowing that it's gonna go in? That's why it was easy. I already knows that it's gonna go in because I've been working on that consistently every day.
On average, brother, how many shots you get up a day?
Mm.
So goal is to make 250 shots every day. The goal you have to make 250 shots every day.
It's a pretty good goal. All right, 250 a day. Same thing. Good release, set shot.
Good footwork, man.
Yeah, man.
It's the
With the foul.
footwork. You have to work on your footwork every day, every training, every day. Footwork. That's all. It's just the footwork.
Go back to that notch one more time.
Yeah.
What exactly is so obviously what I'm saying you went left to right, but is there a formal term for that foot movement or
Uh,
like so you go in depth about that?
I mean, there was nothing really about it. It's just the footwork. Like as long as my feet was facing the basket and I knew that my release was
Mm.
good, that's all I knew. That's all. That's it.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back. You talked about weight room. So the defender here gonna give you a little bump, right?
Oh
Obviously,
yeah.
you use your speed. Obviously your strength. Move past him. Easy money. So that goes back to just that weight room being absorbed, that contact, and finish through.
Most definitely, most definitely.
Got you.
Nice again, man.
Yes, sir. All right, Bacon. Look,
Corners
so
if
we,
you on
we
point.
got one more I want to go over with him. I'm gonna let you take the control on this one though. If you cool with that, Bacon.
Say that one more time, boss.
I said I'm gonna let you take the control on this one. He got another one that's really good on his
All
Instagram.
right, for sure.
All right, I'm gonna let you
Let's do
like
it.
take the control with this one and then do this one. Y'all both break this down. I'm gonna redo it. All right, all you, Bacon.
All right. Thumbs up. Pink Nikes, Kobe's. I like it.
Oh yeah,
Good mix here. Shout out to the cameraman.
yeah. Shout out to the cameraman, man. He did me a good job.
That's a nasty cross.
Thanks. Nice, 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 nice.
Oh, my bad. Okay, pin off the
Oh yeah,
glass. Oh, that was nice.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, boom, spin and
Spin.
one.
That's tough. Put back.
Look at that, boom. Oh, pivot and one.
That's a nice little show and go there, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Thank you,
Nice.
thank you.
What parts of your game, you know what I'm saying, do you I know you said you like to shoot a lot, footwork, but what part of your game defines you as a player, you know what I mean? If that makes sense.
I'm more of a finisher and a defender. Like that's like my key. Like I drive. Like if I see it wide open lane, I'm a drive every time because if no one's stopping me, then it's just me in the room at that point. So if I see wide open lane, I'm gonna drop it every time. And if they crash at me, I'm gonna easy dish out to my teammates, and I already know that they're gonna knock you down.
100%. How long have you had your athletic abilities to like obviously play above the rim?
So I really consistently started playing by the rim since last year. Again, just working on them box jumps and them squats
Mm,
really help. Again, the weight room really helps you get higher, like jump ropes, like I know people say Vertimax, but jump ropes. If you do jump ropes and calf raises a lot, it really strengthens up your calves, and it really helps. It really does.
100%. But let me ask you this, brother. Why does a lot of the population want to be a star basketball player instead of play? We all know what about the physicality of the football game, but why does today's youth want to play basketball?
I'll say that again. You lagged that on me.
Good. Why, in your opinion, why does today's youth want to play basketball?
Basketball. I feel like once you touch a basketball, you're gonna fall in love. Like everything about the game just makes you fall in love. Like you can do anything. You can dish off your teammates. You can defend the ball, dunk the ball, lay the ball, shoot the ball. All just the little things. Great coaching. It's just so much things about the game that really changed my life that I just love basketball. Like I remember when I was young, I tried to on the little hoop just dunking. That was my dream, just dunk. And now I'm doing that now. It's like wow, the game really helped me develop. But again, basketball is just once you touch the basketball, it's hard for you to go away from basketball. If that makes sense.
Nah, for sure, for sure. I had to, that was a great answer, brother. And then even you in South Carolina, man, they call North Carolina hoop state. South Carolina kind of they get looked over, but
South Carolina
everybody
up
wants to come to
there.
Rock Hill, bro. You know what I mean?
Hey,
He said something.
shout out to my South Carolina boys, man. We getting up there. Like, if y'all I promise you, South Carolina is making a name for themselves. Like, we really put our names on the map. Like, y'all gotta check out South Carolina for real.
Nah, 100%. So what's the most? I mean, we obviously know Rock Hill. That's low key the Mecca. I like Rock Hill over any venue, but why? What's the most slept on thing about South Carolina hoopers?
Yeah, but it's
I feel
okay.
like we dogs. We have that dog in us. Like, we not scared to go at anybody. Like, yeah, we hear North Carolina this, Florida that, Cali this. We going we the underdogs. Like we kind of like South Carolina but football, but like basketball wise. We the underdogs. Like we'll go at you no matter what. And then if we down, we gonna keep playing with heart. It's just the thing about it. Like, don't give up at all. we just love basketball.
But look, brother, you know what I'm saying, give me some names who y'all produced in the last couple of years. Like, why should we take South Carolina more seriously?
I like that. Good question.
I know
Shout
Colin
out
Murray
to my
Boys from SC, right?
Oh yeah, shout out to my boys, Josh Leonard, Lance Barnes, Hunter McGraw, Ryder Henderson, Jaden Parks, Ashton Feemster. Um, who else? I got a lot. Man. Hold on. I got a whole lot. Man. I
Take
ain't
your
gonna
time.
lie, Clover High School is getting up there too. All the schools in the Rock Hill area is getting up there. Y'all gotta check all my boys out in Rock Hill area, Fort Mill area, York area, Gaffney, just everybody in general. Like y'all just gotta check out everybody in South Carolina because everybody is dogs in South Carolina. Everybody.
Is there a specific like position, you know what I'm saying, that y'all are known for? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, guards,
Uh,
wings,
Anybody
big
can go.
man.
Anybody can go for real. Any position. Like you can really centers to point guards. Any position can go at it.
Real
For
quick
sure.
to NFC. How was real quick? And I'm throwing back to you, Bacon. How was y'all media outlets out there in South Carolina, just in terms of hoops? Like,
Oh yeah, we have a lot of media people out there. Like it's really big. Like people really come out and support South Carolina, and I really appreciate that because yeah, people go to North Carolina because it's technically a hoop state, but South Carolina is making a name for themselves. It's a lot of media people out there, and it's really making us more out there, which I really appreciate that.
go ahead, Bacon. Just curious about that.
100%. Think I had it, but I lost it, brother. Um, let me ask you this, brother. They talk about the youth not watching a lot of basketball on TV. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that narrative about, you know what I'm saying, just the generation not watching
Man,
basketball?
I agree. I mean, if you're not watching basketball, then I don't know what to tell you because you can learn a lot from just watching basketball. Like you got dudes from the G League who's out here hooping, and they really dogs for real. Like you know, JD. I don't know if I know JD. He won the MVP in the G League last year. You know, he's really a dog. Like, and he's not even though he's not in the NBA, he's still a dog.
Yeah.
Like he can win a lot. But look, Jalen Brunson footwork. He has amazing footwork. Like it's just a lot. I mean, people talk about John Morant, but you got to really watch John Morant. Like he goes at everybody. Like no, he's not scared of
Fact.
nobody. Like, you know. It's just the little things. Like you just gotta like really pay attention to it. The defense too. Like Drew Holiday, his defense, whew, it's amazing.
The Holiday Twins from South Carolina?
You said what?
The Holiday Twins are from South Carolina?
Oh no, I was just talking about
No.
basketball. Like,
Oh, for sure. 100%. 100%. 100%. Well, let me ask you
nah,
this,
but we
brother.
got
You know
dudes
what I'm
from
saying? You,
Zion. Zion. He's from
yeah.
South Carolina. Zion Williamson, John Morant, like those
Yeah.
boys. Like we really put South Carolina on the map, and a lot of these young guys, we really finna put South Carolina on the map because we really dogs for real. Like y'all gotta really check us out.
Nah, for sure. Yeah, I'm saying I've been watching y'all from afar, man. I've been up there a couple times, but let me ask you this, brother. You know what I'm saying? You play on a national scene when you play AAU, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
You
yeah.
play guys from different states. Who would you say gives you the most comp, or who would you say like we kind of cook these boys? You know what I'm saying, week in and week out when they come up to see us in Rock Hill.
I think everybody comes out and hoop. I mean, it's just
Oh,
whoever got that dog in on that game. Everybody is a dog, but it comes to when that clock starts, who's gonna really bring the dog in them? You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna really bring the dog out of them and really perform to the full potential of that game? So everybody's really a dog to me, but it's not really. They're not like to prove it to me. I want them to prove it to me on the court that they're really that dog.
well, at one point in time, you know what I'm saying, do you start to see that come out of a play from the tip, second quarter, after halftime adjustments? When do you see that come out
For me, or just in general.
for you?
I bring it out all game long. I give it my all from the start to the end until the refs have to tell me to stop. Until the I don't care if the clock even goes off. Like I'm gonna keep playing. Like
Yeah.
it's basketball. I mean, I give it my full everything, 100%, 1,000%. You know.
Nah, for sure, brother. Let's see. I've got one more for you, and I'm gonna throw it back to Naj. Let's see. What's a turning point? What was a turning point for you where you knew you were going to be good at basketball?
A really good turning point was me going into eighth grade. I played football in seventh grade, but I knew that wasn't for me, and I knew that I could always rely on basketball, and that really took me away from basketball. And that's what I want to get on y'all young guys. Like, yeah, two sports is good, but I want y'all to really pay attention to just the one sport because that one sport, like basketball, yeah, it might be a hobby, but it's really a good sport to play. Like basketball is really a good sport thing. Like it's really good sport to play, and I knew I was really good when I started getting my name more out there. Like eighth grade, it was really good. I started averaging 15 a game in middle school. Like it was good. Um, and then I started getting MVPs. We started winning tournaments, and that's why I knew I was like, okay, yeah, we really in this.
Hmm.
But yeah, back in sixth grade, my grandma passed, and I made a promise that I would make it far in basketball for her. So I'm doing this for her. As much as I love basketball, I'm doing it for her. I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for everybody who loves me and who's been supporting me throughout my young career. So I just really been putting the time and effort every single day to the sport that I love and the sport that I care about.
I'm saying condolences, you know what I'm saying, to your loss. But last thing, I'm saying, what does it take, in your opinion, to, you know what I'm saying, to be great, you know what I'm saying, to get attention, you know what I'm saying, to get on I'm saying, a national, I'm saying, a well-known AAU program. I'm saying, what does it take to go from zero, you know what I'm saying, to where you are now?
You got to put the work in. Like you got to get up when nobody else is getting up. You got to work out when nobody else is working out. Train when nobody else is training. Shout out to all my trainers out there. You know what I'm saying? Coach E from Westminster. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to Coach Ross. All my other trainers out there. They really got me right. Shout out to my weightlifting coaches. But yeah, like just if you run 2 miles every day, that would really help your stamina. Like that's a really big thing because basketball when you run up and down the court, you know how you get tired. If you run 2 miles every single day, it's not gonna be as tired because you're used to running. You know what I'm saying? 2 miles every day. Training like or just play like just play up like what I'm saying. Playing up is really good too because it really helps
Yeah,
you develop your game. Play fives, like go to the wild, play fives. Show like just play, training, work out, just the little things, just really working on your craft just will really help you.
100%, brother. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
now, Alex, I want to ask you about was it SCISA live period? Obviously, it's
Oh, yeah.
probably similar to what we got down here in Georgia, GBCA live period. But how was that for you? How'd you end up performing? And what college coaches came to see?
We did good. We went 2-0. We beat Ben Lippen in Poundwood Prep. I had Belmont Abbey, Johnson Wells, App State, and Wofford that came and saw me. But yeah, we did good. Um, I played really good. My teammates played really good. Shout out to my teammates and my coaches, man. Like we couldn't have won without them. It's not just by me, it's by my teammates too, my coaches too. Like they really helped me at practice, and they really like they really helped me become a better player that I am right now. I wouldn't be where I'm at without them. Um, but yeah, we play really good. Like our defense, y'all gotta check us out. Our defense is like that. Like we got some dogs. We got some really good dogs. But yeah, we
100%.
play really
So,
good.
so I want to talk about that. So let's say you win a game, right? And it's not going your way, right? Like the shot not falling. It's hard for you to get rebounds. How do you keep that energy flowing and going? Like, what's kind of your thing where, all right, this ain't going my way, but I'm gonna still find a way to make an impact.
Hey, not every game is gonna be perfect. You gotta have that mindset that, hey, if you're not fouling, just keep hooping. Like it's gonna come back to you. Like the basketball is all about confidence, like and just mental. Like as long as you believe that everything is gonna happen, everything happens for a reason, everything's gonna work out smooth, and you'll be straight. Like just hoop, just have fun. That's the main part. Just have fun. That's all that basketball is.
Mm.
Just have fun. That's all.
Who are some of your favorite players to watch?
I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan. I love
Yes,
Steph
sir.
Curry. Jalen Green. Jalen Green is a good player to watch. I know creators talking about he's small, but he's really he's really tough. Like, yeah, he didn't it didn't go his way against the Warriors, but I mean, if you look at his tape and his like, if you watch a full game of Jalen Green, he plays extremely well. Like attacking the rim, like extremely well. Um, I watch a lot of Drew Holiday defense because that
Mm,
defense you can really learn a lot from his defense. Marcus Smart, his defense is like that. Just learning from NBA players and especially college players too. Like you can learn a lot from them too. Um, but yeah, those are the main guys I watch.
Gotcha. Now, what I've been impressed so far in this interview is your not just obviously your hustle, your energy, your offensive side of the game, but just your onus on defense. Like a lot of kids don't try to play it, but you continue to talk about guys like obviously Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year. You obviously
Oh
talk about
yeah,
Drew Holiday. He's won several championships on defense and what he could bring to the table. So was that always just natural for you? Did your dad was like, yo, you need to worry about your defense? Like, how did your defensive mindset? Where did that come from?
I just always knew that basketball is all about defense. Like yeah, scoring is this, but can you defend your basket? Like you won't be able to score if you can defend your own basket. Like it can really be 30-0 if you can defend extremely well. And that's my goal. I just want to win. So I'm going to defend hard so that way you can't win. Like I want to be able to prove a point to everybody that, yeah, I can score, but I can also play defense, because defense is the most important thing in this sport. But
mm-hmm.
yeah, just,
100%.
it's just been defense from this, like, just from the jump.
For sure. Talk about some of your toughest battles, not necessarily personally, but I just mean on the court, going up against, other players similar to your stature, really good, and how that's made you better over the years.
Like playing against my boy Hunter. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, he got me a couple times, but it made me a better defender because playing against good comp, like it really makes you better. It makes you a better player, and people might be like, yeah, yo, oh, my fault, there's thunder outside. People might be
Oh,
like,
Oh,
oh,
good,
I'm scared
brother.
to play against comp, and I'm scared to get crossed up. You don't get crossed up. It's part of basketball. You don't get blocked. You don't get dunked on. That's part of basketball. But
mm,
basketball's all about mentally. Like, you got to mentally be like, hey, you're not scoring on me. You're not going to do this. You're not going to do that. Just playing against, like, really just, I want to play against the best of the best. Like, that's my goal. Because I want to get better. I want to make it to the next level. That's just my goal.
what what is one part of your game you think people are sleeping on when it comes to you?
My bounce. Like, I know rebound,
Ah,
but my bounce is sneaky. Like, I'm not gonna brag too much because I don't want people to pick up on it. But I mean, if a person's back is faced towards me, it's raps. It's raps. But yeah, I
100%.
mean, I ain't gonna lie, them body jumps help. I'm telling you, them calf races help. Trust me, y'all got to do it. Them calf races and body jumps help.
100%. All right, so you got a big weekend coming up. Obviously, you had an NCAA certified event, Myrtle Beach. So, talk a little bit about that. Just give us a preview of what it is to expect and your goals for this weekend.
I expect to play hard, play with some courage to help my teammates better, make my opponents better. Like I want them to play against someone that they haven't played against before. Like expected to play against some really good talent. Like, and I want them to face that. But I'm really blessed to play in this tournament because not everybody is able to play in a tournament like this. Not
Mm-hmm.
everybody's able to play in the tournament in front of coaches. But people might be scared to play against some of the coaches. But my thing is, as long as you playing basketball, what are you scared of? Like you're gonna have fans in the crowd. So what's the difference? They're human, right? Everybody's human. So what's the difference? All there is, they just have a college gear on. Like there's not a big difference. So just go out there and hoop. Yeah.
Let me ask you this to parlay off that. Do you like to play in front of bigger crowds, or would you rather it be an empty gym, just you and the basket?
I'd rather play for the big crowds. I want my
You stop.
exposure to be out there. Like, I want my exposure to be out there. Like, I want my name to be out there. Like I want to show everybody what I can do. I want them to know who Alex McIlwain is, if that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
We
Oh
love it. I'm gonna
yeah.
throw it back to you, Bacon, before we wrap it.
Yeah, for sure, brother. I want to ask you, brother. You know, what I mean, it's a big social media age. I'm sure you see kids get followed around with cameras all the time, do a little mini docs. You know what I'm saying? But outside, you know what I'm saying, what you got going on? How do you stay locked in and not worry about the next guy, the next kid, what they got going on?
I mean, you're gonna see news. You're gonna read this, read that. My thing is, as long as you trust in you, trust in the process that, and like whatever you're doing, that's all that matters. Like as long as you have your faith in God and have a family, friends that have your back, and coaches and teammates, that's all that matters. Like as long as you keep hooping, that's all that matters. Rankings,
100%.
look, rankings don't matter to me. If you can hoop, you can hoop. Rankings don't matter to me.
100%. And even then, I'm sure you get a lot of write ups now, man. You know what I'm saying? How do you stay tunnel vision
Yeah.
and just stay locked in on your craft?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So then,
For sure.
I gotta ask you this, but you talked about doing your calf raises, man. What's that magic number? How many sets and how many reps you're doing to get the bounce?
I mean, if you can feel it, just keep going. I mean, I usually do 15 sets of four, and
Yeah,
then go to the box, and then like take like either 1 minute or maybe 15-second break, and then go straight to 4 sets of six box jumps. You gotta, and then I do that, and then I do some squat because you gotta, what I'm saying, you gotta work out the muscle too. You can't just jump and then not do nothing. But and then after that, just run because that's gonna help you like shake off
yeah,
of the stress and your muscles and all that. Yeah.
yeah. 5 days a week, 4 days a week, 6 days a week. What's your regimen?
I work out every day. I put in the work every day. There's no days off. Like if I'm on vacation right now, I'm still hooping. Like I be hooping outside. Like as long as I got a basketball in my hand, I'm good. Like I literally went to Charleston for the 4th of July with my family. Went out and hoop. Like there's no excuses. Like even though it's a family vacation, I still gotta have a basketball in my hand. Because look, when you're not working, someone else is working. That's how I think. So you gotta think like that.
Mamba mentality at its finest. When you were a kid, did you sleep with the basketball, or did you not? Did you not?
Yeah, yes, bro. My mom,
So,
she got a picture
so
of me with a basketball. It's hilarious, bro. I used to carry basketball everywhere. When I walked out the house with a basketball, it was hilarious, man.
man, I
It's
guess
hilarious.
from hearing your story, man, you're dedicated to your craft. You got the energy, man. You hang your hat on the defensive side of the ball, man. Love everything about you, man. I hope
Thank
we
you.
get to have you on again. I know Najee probably got some more questions for you, but brother, uh, blessed to have, had you on the show, man. And I'm gonna continue to follow your story, brother.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Alex,
Yes, sir.
last thing, man. Just tell people how they can follow you, brother, and anybody want to give a shout out, man, before we let you go.
I want to give a shout out to all my coaches, trainers, teammates, friends, everybody. Everybody that's been there for me, everybody that's been supporting me. Shout out to RIP my G mom. She's been there for me every shout out to God, everything. I mean, I couldn't do it without everybody in my life. But yeah, y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Alex.McIlwain too. That's for both. Um, but yeah, shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to y'all for letting me be on this stream with y'all. Like I really appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Anytime,
Absolutely.
bro. Anytime you want to come back on, let us know. And tell your pops I said thank you, man.
Oh, I will for sure, for sure.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Alex.
All right, I see y'all.
See you, bro. All
Peace.
right. There we go, man. I think Cam was just in here, so you might have to hit him up, Bacon, as we was wrapping
All
him
right,
up. And he had just joined. But man, great interview, man. Great guy. And hey, man, you never know, man. That was just a straight DM I got from somebody that just slid in and was like, yo, check him out. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to his pops, man. His name's Andre. Appreciate him bringing his son on. And really, really great head on his shoulders, man. He's gonna be just fine, in my humble opinion. Bright future head. He just keep working, getting bigger, faster, stronger. He'll be fine.
nah, definitely, man. He's got it, bro. He's got it. When you hear kids talk like this, that's dedicated, locked in from an early age, just you know what I'm saying. Nothing can stop him, bro. Belief is high. Am I
Yep,
lagging, man?
just a little bit.
Just a
But I
little
think
bit.
we got
Okay.
Cam ready to go, man.
What's going on, guys?
What up, Cam? How everything roll?
Good, man. I was trying to get the camera to work, but I couldn't figure it out,
Oh,
man.
good.
So
Oh, good, brother. No worries, man. We appreciate you coming on the pod, bro.
yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, sir, man. Well, Big, I'll let you start. I know this is your
100%.
guest, man.
All right, man. I know I'm lagging a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, but bear with me. This is Cam Rickers, you know what I'm saying? Former OTE, I mean, not excuse me, OTR, you know what I'm saying? Scout, Preps, Hoops, Georgia. He done it all, Sewer South. You know what I'm saying? I know you definitely seen him on the sideline, you know what I'm saying? After the game, you come up to snap a picture, you write great articles, promos to kids. And now the brother is a GA, grad assistant. I'm sorry, not graduate assistant, assistant coach at Dyesburg State. You know what I'm saying? So, brother, just, you know what I'm saying, for the people, man, just enlighten us, you know what I'm saying, on your journey, you know what I'm saying, how you got to this point.
Yeah. So my journey is a little bit unique. So
Yeah.
I grew up playing ball, playing basketball and football. I actually played a year of college football up at a small school in Kentucky called Center College, and then decided to move back to Atlanta. Finished my degree at Kennesaw State. But that's really when I got back into the hoop side of things. Started coaching, AAU ball, and kind of took steps from there. Eventually, got into the journalism side, scouting for prep hoops. Did that for a couple years. Jumped on with OTR and Sean Williams, and that's kind of the first person that gave me the nudge to get into coaching was Sean. One day he kind of just asked me, where are you trying to take this thing?" And it really just got me thinking, man, of the different routes I could take, and ultimately me just growing up being an athlete and being a competitive person, coaching was the thing for me. So just being around the guys every day, trying to win games and trying to get better every day. I love it, man. It's hoops for a living, and you can't beat that. So, I got into the college coaching game last year. Was my first year at Limestone, a D2 in South Carolina, and had a great experience there. It was awesome. Got to coach some really good players. Got to work with a great head coach, Kyle Perry, and then kind of out of nowhere, our school shut down in May, which kind of caught everybody by surprise. We didn't really see it coming, but the whole school shut down. So, in the blink of an eye, all three of us coaches and our entire team was looking for new places to go. But luckily, the assistant I was working with over at Limestone, Wesley Pittman, he got the head coaching job at Dyesburg State and brought me with him. So now we're just up here trying to turn the program around and win some games.
So what's that process like? You know what I'm saying? School, like you said, the school shut down in Limestone. So how do you kind of like, you call in using your resources if, you know what I'm saying, to get another job? Walk us through that process.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, it all happened super fast. But all of a sudden you're without a job, and so yeah, you could say I was kind of scrambling to find something anywhere. But just reaching out to your connections and people that you know and trust, and
Right.
this game's all about connections. And luckily, Coach Pitt decided to bring me along, and so just to come up here and work with him, and I think we've got a great foundation for success here. So it all ended up being a blessing.
100%, man. And I want to ask you, but before we kind of dive deeper into the story, what I'm saying, why do you think people or individuals, same thing, want to get into the journalism, or why do you think or let me back up, why do you think it's just a big push and just to get into sports these days?
Yeah, man. I think it's huge, especially with the rise of social media and how impactful that can be on players' recruitment and things like that. For me, it really started off as wanting to help kids, wanting to shine light on players that maybe weren't getting the exposure that they deserved, or the hidden gems out here. That was kind of like my niche, was trying to find those guys. And then kind of over time, it developed into wanting to help college coaches and help college programs recruit. So my perspective kind of shifted after a couple of years in the game. But yeah, I mean, there's so much talent out there, especially in Georgia, that no matter how many of us are out here scouting and working to expose these guys, there's always going to be more talent, man. So I think between the rise of social media and just the hub for talent that Atlanta is, I think that's why you're seeing such an increase in media presence.
Absolutely. I'm saying back to Dyesburg. I'm saying there now. We talked about just building the program up. I'm saying as an assistant coach, what is exactly your role? I'm saying helping these guys. I'm saying get to where they need to be.
Yeah, so I think it all kind of starts with setting the culture, and that's just building habits, kind of putting in principles and character pieces that we want our program to kind of revolve around. And then from there, it's really just about getting the right guys in the building, and then doing our best to develop them while they're here and helping them get to the next level. So, I know that's kind of a long answer, but trying to do a lot of things at one time, and ultimately help all of our guys get to the next spot and win some games in the meantime.
For sure, man. What I'm saying? Oftentimes, especially, I'm saying, on the community college role, D2, I'm saying, really to get to that community crop school where it's a lot of funds, what I'm saying, being funded, not funded, but being funded into the school, man. So it's a thankless, not a thankless job, but it's not a glamorous job. So, what I'm saying? So what keeps you motivated, what I'm saying, on those days, what I'm saying, where it's not glitzy glam, it's a little gloom. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah, I would say two things. I would say one is definitely the guys, the players. They're the reason that you get up and work every day, just to help them, reach their dreams and help them get where they need to go. But also, just being a natural competitor, I think, man, like I hate losing, so, being able to come in every day and try and contribute to winning, that kind of drives me.
Yeah. How have you grown, like X's and O's, what I'm saying? How much film have you watched, what I'm saying, since being thrusted into the college scene?
Yeah, it's been a ton, man. Obviously before getting to the college level, I had done a lot on the recruiting side and stuff like that, and on the AAU side, some coaching here and there. But when you get to the man, there's just really so much more that goes into it when it comes to scouting. How detailed recruiting is and strategy and game plan. So everything is just kind of scaled up. And then there's just a million things that go into coaching that people don't see. Taking guys to doctor's appointments, or cleaning the court. Just doing graphics for the social media. Like those are the things that when you work at a smaller program like a D2 or a JUCO, you really get a lot of hands-on experience. Here at Dyesburg State, it's only two of us. It's only me and Coach Pittman. At Limestone, it was only three of us. So, where some of these bigger programs, big D1 programs, they got 8 to 10 guys on their staff. Every guy, has their kind of roles and responsibilities. With only 2 or 3 guys on a staff, everyone's got to pitch in more, and everyone's going to have to do some of the dirty work, some of the stuff that's not always fun. But I think it's great for building experience and learning, especially as a young coach.
100%. And it's a family environment, everybody's close knit. Who's are some of those guys, what I'm saying, that you just saying that's guy real close to you, what I'm saying, and the coach, let me watch film with you, or what I'm saying, how was that process been with just the close knit environment at Dyer State?
Oh yeah, I mean here at Dyersburg State, we don't have many of our guys here yet. So I've only met a couple of the players in person. I've been talking to a lot of them on the phone. Um, but at Limestone, those times where you can get in the gym with a guy one on one, or just two or three guys in there, and you really just, I think the conversation and the talking through different concepts and stuff like that is just as important as the actual drill work. And that's where I think you can really build relationships with guys is those times when it's just you and them. You're just sitting there watching film with them, and or even just talking about life. Doesn't even have to be about basketball. But that's something I really took away from working with Kyle Perry at Limestone. He was so good at building relationships with the guys. And so that's one thing I really took away from my time at Limestone was the importance of having those relationships, because at the end of the day, you're going to coach guys hard, but if they know there's love there, and you can pat them on the back at the end of the practice, that's a special thing to have.
What going into year 2, I believe. What would you say has been the biggest growth for you as a coach?
Yeah, I would say the transition just from going to D2 to JUCO, it's definitely taught me a lot. Just trying to familiarize myself with all the different rules and how to recruit. Because it's a different ball game. You're trying to recruit younger guys, um, and then really just I guess working in different roles. Going from Sewer South, where I was doing a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, putting the teams together, working on our recruiting stuff, and then going to Limestone, where I'm doing a little bit of everything, to now being here where I'm doing a lot of everything. So just being in those different roles and kind of taking on different responsibilities on the fly and learning, I think has been awesome for me.
100%. Last couple questions, and I'll throw it to Naj. But I was doing my research. Obviously, I should have done a little more, but you were big in the music scene, you know what I'm saying? So you've kind of done a little bit of everything, you know what I'm saying? So how has just the experiences you've gained, you know what I'm saying, from being an agent, being an agent, not agent, but I can't remember the word
Manager.
I'm trying to use. Manager, from being a manager, you know what I'm saying, to doing, you know what I'm saying, things on a grassroots level. How has all that kind of boiled all into one big pie and just shaped you and helped you, you know what I'm saying, be efficient and effective, you know what I'm saying, as an assistant today?
Yeah, I think it all really boils down to building relationships, and being able to get through to guys that are from different situations or come from different backgrounds, and really just being able to be able to adapt to those different kinds of people and cater towards them. Um, Working, I guess, in the music scene, I kind of got my first taste of journalism, and so that kind of allowed me to then move from music journalism to then sports journalism. So, I guess you could say I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for that short stint in the music industry.
100%. Go ahead, Nasir.
So my question for you, Cam, obviously you were on the collegiate level. So in your eyes, you've been coaching for a little bit now. What is the key for a player to be successful at that level?
I think there's multiple keys, but I would say IQ is huge. That's something we really value, especially in recruiting. Guys that know how to play, know how to make decisions, that are vocal. Those guys. Those guys are easy to win with. And then just being able to work. Being a gym rat, I think really separates guys at this level. The guys that are in the gym all the time, the guys that want to come in and work, are the guys that get better faster. So I think those are the two main things, that really help guys adjust and translate to the college game. And those are two things we really look for in recruiting.
And then you obviously talked about helping the players. I believe you said you're currently at you was doing D2, now you're at the JUCO level. So let's say you go Dyesburg, they have a really good year this year. Players trying to get to that next level, potentially D1. So how does that process look like for you trying to help a player get up and maybe climb up a couple levels in basketball?
Yeah. I think a lot of it I think is just is mentality and kind of getting them to believe in themselves if they are a player of that caliber. And just kind of having the mentality to go out there and kill and to play like you're a Division I player if that's the goal. And then just kind of instilling the confidence in them. I think that kind of goes hand in hand. But I think the mental aspect of it is so huge. And then just constant repetition of drilling stuff and workouts that we're going to be seeing in the games. I'm big on drilling game reps. So the same actions that we're going to run in the game, the same spots you're going to catch it in, those are the same things we're going to work on in workouts. So when you catch that ball in the corner and you see that closeout coming, you've seen that 100 times. You know exactly where you're going, or you know exactly what's in the arsenal. So I would say those two things are pretty big.
For sure. And then would you say for you, obviously every person is different. And I know sometimes when you teach a person, individualized teaching may be better, or even group, but in a group of threes may be better. But from you and maybe your experience, what have you seen as maybe the most effective method when trying to get maybe a point across to a player, explaining in a certain way, being more group training? Like, what have you seen that's really been effective in your eyes?
That's a great question. I think being able to demonstrate a move, like for them to visualize it,
Mm,
is super helpful. And then really like when it comes down to smaller groups or one-on-ones, I really want to cater the workout specifically to their game. So like,
mm,
um, you know, these guys that I'm working out up here at Dyesburg State, I don't know their game too well, but before I started working them out, I went and watched film on each guy. So I kind of knew their tendency, knew their strengths, knew their weaknesses, and then we could kind of base the workout around that.
100%. And then for you, let's talk defensive side of the ball. I feel like sometimes that gets glossed over, but obviously you talked about the closeouts here in just a little bit ago. But what do you think, Kim, is the keys there to be? I'll just say an all around great defensive player, or let's just say a great team defender if maybe you do have some deficiencies or things that you're not maybe as good at.
Yeah, yeah. I think a huge part of defense is mental, and I
Mm,
think it's trying to balance the aggression and the intensity with the focus. Being in the right place, knowing where your man is, knowing where the ball is, things like that, and just kind of trying to find the balance between being locked in and being, super aggressive. Um, so we like to kind of, help our guys, you know, find that balance, and at the end of the day, we want guys that are dogs. We want guys that are going to be tough, that are going to play hard, that aren't going to back down. So if you got some defenders that play that way, you should be in good shape.
For sure. Now, obviously, talked about before IQ being a big component in the college ranks of being a really good player. But let's say us, like we do high school media. We'll go to OTE. We'll go to obviously the hub of Atlanta. What are some things like maybe your program or maybe other colleges you talk to kind of look for in terms of the player? Like, hey, we like him. We're potentially interested in him. What does that player have to kind of portray or show in their game in your mind?
Yeah, I think a couple of things that really stand out when it comes to recruiting and traits that translate to the next level. Shooting's always important. Um, I won't recruit many guys that can't shoot the ball. I think it just opens up so much more for you offensively, um, and then another thing too is your physical traits. Obviously, positional size is big.
Mm,
Athleticism, speed, because all those things factor in defensively too. What positions can you guard? Can you guard on the perimeter? Can you bang down there with bigs? So those are another thing we look at. And then, like I said earlier, just do they know how to play the right way? Can they pass the ball? Can they make decisions? Do they understand spacing? Things like that.
Got you. Now to the shooting part, is there a certain percentage that colleges look for? Like, hey, do you need to be shooting at 35, 30%, 37? Like, is there a certain percentage number or just consistently knocking down shots?
Well, I would say at the high school and AAU level, a lot of these schools don't have stats, or they don't post their numbers, so
True.
it's kind of really hard to go off that. But obviously, if they're making shots consistently, and then obviously, we rely a lot on the people around us to kind of tell us, like, all right, is this guy a 30% shooter? Or is this guy a 40% shooter? And
Mm,
so in recruiting, you got to trust certain people, and that's why connections are so big. But yeah, I think I wouldn't say there's like a certain number that we look for, just because it's hard to track. And obviously, once you get to the college level, those closeouts come a little faster.
Yeah.
Your hands are a little higher, so your numbers are always going to dip a little bit once you move up a level.
For sure. If you don't mind me asking, Cam, like what's kind of your end goal? It's a personal question, but when I say end goal, like obviously I know you're in the ranks right now with Dyesburg and you want to help the kids, but do you ultimately want to be obviously a college head coach somewhere, what I'm saying, someday, and obviously take it to the ultimate level?
Yeah, that is the ultimate goal, is to be a head coach at the college level. Um, but I know it's going to be a road to get there, and right now I'm just focused on learning as much as I can and preparing myself for that opportunity whenever it comes.
Got you. Let's talk about that aspect of it, just the preparation. I know you were saying earlier you watch a lot of film, so walk me through. Let's walk through a game day prep. Okay, Dyesburg, y'all just came off a win Saturday. You got a game Tuesday, against the school coming up. Have some familiarity with them. How would you prepare to maybe go against that team?
Yeah, so when it comes to doing scouts and planning, we obviously watch a lot of film. The way we like to do things is we'll put together basically like a paper scout with each of the players in their rotation, their stats. We'll have some notes about each guy, just their tendencies. He's a driver, stuff like spot up shooter, loves the mid range, stuff like that. Just little tidbits about each guy. And then we'll also have like an edit of a bunch of clips, where we'll show personnel clips, and then we'll also show different things they like to do offensively, different sets they like to run, stuff like that. And then we'll actually go and the next day, and we'll actually like kind of run through it in practice with our scout team, talk about how we're going to defend things, and then that's pretty much how we game plan for each team.
Okay. Do you have how important is that to have a scout team to be able to go against and be able to maybe portray what you're going to probably see, obviously on game day?
Yeah, I think it's huge having a scout team that plays hard and can compete with the starters. Um, Anytime we're playing in practice, we want to see guys competing. So we want those guys to give our starters a good run every day, and give them the best look they possibly can see. So
100%. Let me ask you this: how long have you been in this game? Not necessarily coaching, but just covering sports. I guess you could say just hoops in general. How long have you been covering it for?
yeah, I first got involved with prep hoops. Man, I want to say 2021, 2020 or 2021.
Okay.
That winter. But yeah, that's kind of about the time I got started, and then kind of taken off from there.
What's the biggest shift you've seen over that 4 to 5 year threshold in your eyes?
Definitely, I'd say the presence of the transfer portal and how that's changed high school
Mhm.
recruiting.
Okay.
Nowadays it's so much harder for these kids to go D1 out of high school. You're just seeing less and less kids, go D1 straight from there. Seeing a lot more kids go D2, transfer up, or go JUCO, transfer up. Um, just because there's only so many spots out there, and a lot of these programs, they're trying to win now. They're trying to win with older guys, and that's proven to be successful at a lot of places. Um, but in turn, for a guy like me at a JUCO, leaves me with a lot better players. So, it's a blessing for some of us, you could say, and hopefully we can keep getting good players and find those guys that slip through the cracks. They might belong at a D1 or a D2 that for some reason just don't make it.
For sure. Two-part questions to that real quick. I'm gonna throw it back to Bacon. So the roster side, just correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm still learning the hoops game in terms of just obviously everything with transfer portal. Is it 12 or is it 15 in terms of how many a college can take for in terms of their roster?
So for us now at the JUCO level, we don't really have a number necessarily.
Okay.
It's pretty much up to us. We have a scholarship budget that we basically have to spread out among the amount of guys we want to take.
Okay.
Um, I know a lot of schools, the school basically will give you a number. So, the school might say, your number, we got to have 20 players. And then basically what that does is it forces you to have some players that are paying something, you know, because you
Hmm.
can only break up that scholarship amount so much. So, at a lot of like D2s and NAIs and stuff like that, they'll have a required number of players. And then that's kind of how they'll put their roster together based on that number.
Got you. And then my second part was obviously you told us about everything you look for in terms of scouting players. So for you and your program, like what do you like to look for talent? Obviously you know about some of the areas that's kind of the hotbeds. You like to look in the underrated spots for players. Or you like to look at the hubs, like the North Carolinas, the Calis, obviously Atlanta, the New Yorks, the tri-state area. Like where do you like to look in terms of kind of cropping and getting that talent?
Yeah, well, you know me, I'm an Atlanta guy, so I'm always gonna go get some players out of Atlanta. We already signed 3 Atlanta guys up here at Dyersburg State, so we're gonna hopefully keep the Atlanta pipeline rolling, and I'm always gonna be in Atlanta, just because one, that's where my family lives, and I got a bunch of good relationships down there with coaches and event organizers and stuff like that. So Atlanta's a great hub for me. We'll probably recruit Nashville and Memphis a lot here at Dyersburg State.
Okay.
There's some decent talent in both of those cities. And then always just trying to find those guys that might be hidden gems. South Georgia guys a lot of the times go under the radar. Savannah, Augusta. So we'll probably pick one or two out of those areas when we can. Um, but I don't think there's really one recipe for success. I don't, I don't say that I've got it figured out. I don't think anyone really does. But you just try to get the best players you can and make sure they're good guys. And wherever they come from, you take them.
100%.
100% Cam. So you just named a different variety of areas you've scouted, and I'm sure watched film of guys from all over. You know what I'm saying, what separates Atlanta Hoopers from any other place in the nation?
Yeah, I would say just the physicality and the toughness, paired with the size and athleticism, makes for a very physical brand of basketball. Um, Guys here play hard. You see a lot of dogs out there. Um, so I think that's kind of one thing that separates the Atlanta scene from other scenes. And then I think with Atlanta, as opposed to some of these other states, you just get a great variety of guys that know how to play the right way, size, athleticism, toughness. Whereas some of these other pockets, they might have more skill, or they might be more athletic, less skill. I think Atlanta's a pretty cool combination of all those different things.
Where would you rank? I'm saying, where would you rank Atlanta? Just on the hoop scene. You know what I'm saying,
For
obviously, like
sure.
Tri-State's got a lot more skill. DMV area as well. Where would you rank Atlanta?
Well, I'm biased, man, so I'm gonna say Atlanta's the best. But
There we go.
I've also spent a lot more time in Atlanta than I have in Cali or Chicago or Texas. I've heard lots of great things about the ball in Texas. I've recruited a couple guys from there. Texas has some really good basketball. West Coast out in California is obviously great. Um, but man, I'm big on Atlanta. North Carolina's got some good ball too, but I think Atlanta is just such a unique landscape. And I think another thing that makes Atlanta really special is a lot of these other states you see a lot of the talent is at these prep schools or these post grads or things like that. Atlanta is unique because the powerhouses are the big public schools like
Yeah,
Wheeler and Grayson and Norcross. Um, so I think just that part of the landscape is really unique and special about Atlanta, and something that I've really appreciated over.
absolutely. And Cam, if you can, like, just if you can share with us, what's like this What's the schedule for you over the summer? Obviously, I know you got to handle things after school, but you also got to go out and see talent. I'm saying, what's the budget like that? What's the budget for that, and how often are you on the road scouting talent?
Yeah, so during the summer, I've been out a good bit. Obviously, it makes it pretty easy for me to go recruit Atlanta because I've got my family I can stay with there, and it's not too
Mhm.
bad of a drive. So I've been in Atlanta a lot, especially for the OTR stuff. I'm always going to go to the OTR stuff. Just good talent and good people over there running those events. Um, June, you always try to see a bunch of high school guys. We were up in Tennessee and Georgia for those live periods. Um, but yeah, just kind of trying to get out and see as much as I possibly can. Obviously, during the season, it gets a little trickier with practice and games and stuff. So, in the summer when we get some downtime, the guys aren't on campus. We try to get out and about a good bit and see as many players as we can.
Excuse me, 100%. I'm saying, as you've grown, I'm saying, as a coach, I'm saying, and ultimately one day be a head coach, what would you say is your identity, your philosophy, if that's kind of come together? I know you're still early on in your journey.
Yeah, I think my philosophy is changing every day, and it's influenced by all the different coaches that I've got to work with and learn from. Um, you know, I think at Limestone, Coach Perry really opened my eyes up to the value of relationships. So I think whenever I do get the opportunity to be a head coach, that's going to be a big part of my foundation is building relationships with not only the players but other people in the community and at the school and things like that. I think that goes a long way. And then just finding guys that are tough and having tough teams. I think is
Yeah.
something that I always emphasize. Working with Spencer Dixon in Sewer South, that was always our identity. We didn't always have the 5-star prospects or the high major guys, but we were always going to compete and we were always going to give you a tough game. And I think that's just kind of followed me to Limestone and here to Dyersburg. It's just kind of um, you know showing your guys what it takes and how tough you really need to be. Um, and I think it's just so important because most of the time, the tougher team wins the game.
So I'm getting grit. Grit is a big thing. Being tough is a big thing for you. As we see, like watching the NBA level, even the college level, you know what I'm saying? Length is, you know what I'm saying, on the defensive end, everybody's a lot more skilled, you know what I'm saying? A lot more switching going on. And it is changing because it just went from five out, you know what I'm saying, to kind of everybody doing everything. Where do you see the game of basketball progressing in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think you're seeing a lot more size and a lot more skill. So I think the whole concept of positionless basketball is only going to grow. I think you're going to find more of these unicorns, these big guys that are stepping out and shooting threes and putting the ball on the floor. Um, and so I think that's ultimately where it's going. I think guys want to space the floor, want to have a lot of versatile pieces that they can move around and do different things with on both sides of the ball.
100%. And, but you know what I'm saying, already, you know what I'm saying, a legend in the state of Georgia, from already accomplished a lot, you know what I'm saying, and you can't skip steps in order to get to where you're trying to go. So what type of chip do you carry on your shoulder, you know what I'm saying, day by day, you know what I'm saying, on your route to success, you know what I'm saying, especially with all you've accomplished to this point?
Yeah, yeah, no, that's a great question. Especially when I was coming up in the scouting and all that stuff. I always kind of felt like almost like I didn't deserve to be there. Like I almost had to outwork all the other guys around me, maybe because I didn't have the experience or the playing background that some of these other guys did. So I always felt like I had to be the hardest working guy in the game. And I had to be in the gym more than anybody else. And then just now in coaching, I kind of just have taken that with me, and that kind of mindset it has gotten me this far, and so Just trying to be the hardest working guy, just trying to be the guy that's in the gym all the time and, willing to drive to Nashville on a Tuesday night, and back and just do all the things that other people aren't willing to do.
100%. And I'm saying, I want you to elaborate on that a little bit and kind of, give Najeh and I, some game. You know what I mean? It's just the road, you know what I'm saying, the love for sports, the cover the sports, you know what I'm saying? It's betting on yourself to a certain degree, you know what I'm saying? Like you just alluded to, driving to Nashville, driving back. Just what ways, because the media game is so broad, you know what I'm saying? You can attack it from creative scene, you can attack it from analytical scene, doing what we're doing now. Just what avenues do you feel like are untapped, you know what I'm saying, in the basketball area, or just, I'm saying, just what's some advice to you, know what I'm saying, to create headroom in the space and have success?
Yeah, I think one big thing for me was just kind of focusing in on my audience. Like I said early in my scouting, I was really catering it more to players and organizations and parents and stuff. Just wanting players to read my articles and repost them and stuff like that. And the longer and longer I did it, the more I kind of shifted into catering to college coaches and providing recruiting information and detailed evaluations that can help them recruit. As opposed to just hyping a kid up. So I think when you really focus in on your audience, it gives you a more clear vision of what you're trying to do and the goal behind it all. So I think that was one thing that really helped me as I was coming up.
So, like, you mean like when you say detailing more to college coaches, like you alluded to earlier about when you watch film and do the write ups, like this kid he thrives at 16 to 20 foot jump shots, that type of write ups specifically.
Yeah, yeah. You want to give the college coaches, the basically the rundown on what kind of player they are and what they can do at the college level. Things to translate, stuff like that. And hopefully the colleges trust you enough to use that and and factor that into their recruiting process.
100%, man. And I got to ask you, brother, you know what I'm saying? Schedule sounds crazy, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like not a lot of sleep, but on average, how much sleep would you say you get? Like 2, 3, 4?
Oh man, it's always changing during the season. It's definitely less. But right now, I'm trying to get at least 7 or 8. But
Mm.
I'm sure during the season it'll look a little bit more like 5, maybe 6.
Okay, that's solid.
Yeah, it could be worse. I
Yeah,
try
it
to be
definitely could be a lot worse. Say it again, brother.
so I try to be efficient with my time, man.
That's all
I
you can do.
understand that, man. So, speaking of time, man, what do you do outside of work when you rarely have it? I'm assuming to kind of decompress and just relax and kind of get away.
During football season, I'm a big football guy, so Sunday during the football season, that's probably where I'll be is front of the TV. Um,
Mm.
I like hanging out with my buddies when I go back to Atlanta. I've got a good group of friends down there. I love traveling. Anytime I get a chance to travel, even if I'm just recruiting, I love seeing new cities and exploring new places. So those are kind of some things I like to do outside of basketball. But this thing keeps me busy, man. It's basketball most days, all day.
Nah, I'm already knowing, brother. You be on the grind 24/7. I know it, but we always ask our guests when they come on about the food places. You know what I'm saying? You've been a little bit everywhere, so top 3 food places, top 3 food states, I should say. And if you can't remember, what are the restaurants that you like to eat at?
States. That's tough, man. That's tough. New York. There's so many options and so much good food up there. Um, Not sure if I can name any of the spots, but I went up there a couple of years. It's been 2 or 3 years since I've been up in New York City, but there's so much good food up there. There's good food in Atlanta.
For sure.
I love it. I love the food in Atlanta. A lot of different restaurants that I go to, honestly. But all your wing spots. I love some wings. So the wing and fish spots around Atlanta, those are always a go-to. And then third one, I might say Texas. I got a
Pretty good one.
Yeah, I got some really good barbecue in Texas,
He
and a couple other restaurants, but those would probably be my top three.
New York, Atlanta, Texas, top three spots. I'll definitely keep that in mind for sure. But I'm gonna throw it back to Naj.
Yeah, man, I only got a couple more, man. I know you're a busy guy, so we let you go. So obviously, through this journey, what advice you would give maybe a young coach that's, you know, maybe in similar situations as you, they're finding the passion. They're like, man, I want to get into coaching. What would be some advice you would give them?
I would just say, man, don't be afraid to start at the bottom of the totem pole. Be the guy that's willing to do all the not fun stuff. You know, and you do that long enough, eventually you'll get to do the fun stuff. So just don't be uh don't be super picky about where you start, because I think especially with coaching, you got to kind of be willing to go anywhere, because you never know where the job could take you. But just go somewhere where you can get your foot in the door and just grind it out, man, and you'll learn a lot along the way. And the connections are what ultimately helps you move up. So having good relationships with people, making a good impression on the people you work with. I think that goes a long way in helping your career.
And then, without sharing the person, who's just been a beneficial connection for you?
Man, there's been so many, so many people in Atlanta that have helped me along the way. All the coaches that I've worked with, but probably Sean Williams with OTR. Just not only one initially kind of nudging me to get into coaching, but then also just helping me connect with other coaches. Putting in a good word for me with people along the process of getting jobs, and now just helping me when it comes to recruiting and stuff like that. Players that come through his circuit, and I go recruit at his events a ton. So um, he gave me a shot initially with OTR, and then helped me get my first shot in college. So he's been a huge help along the way.
For sure. And my last one, if I throw back to Bacon, who what was I gonna ask you? Who do you like to? I don't know if coaches do it a lot, but is there any coach you maybe like to study? They don't have to be big time. They don't have to be the Caliparis or the John Shires or the Goldens. But like, is there any coach that you like to kind of maybe study a little bit and see how he processes and looks at the game and maybe add different elements to your coaching style?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we're always looking for inspiration, and we're always looking to piggyback off other guys. But one coach, the former head coach at Lincoln Memorial, Jeremiah Samarippis, he did some really great stuff there. He's at Wofford now, but we had to play them twice last year when I was at Limestone. And I remember just watching the things they did defensively, and the way they played offensively. Like they just ran some really great stuff, had some really unique concepts, and however they taught defense, man, they did their thing with that. So I always thought he ran a great program at Lincoln Memorial, and definitely took a lot away from doing the scouts on his teams.
Gotcha. Last two, brother. Do you regret not doing the music thing?
No, man. I left that in the past a couple years ago. So I'm just a casual listener now.
For sure. I had to ask. And last thing, if you weren't doing the coaching thing, which I know, what I'm saying, that was destined for you to do, you know what I'm saying, what would you be doing?
I'd say probably something on the agency side, player representation. I love helping people, man. Like that's always been my passion. So whether it's coaching or helping players by representing them, or helping high school guys, stuff like that. Any way that I can give back to the next guy and help people reach their goals. That's what drives me ultimately.
Well, brother, you definitely helped out a lot of people who's watching this now, who's going to see this later. You dropped a lot of gems on just how to do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Step by step, like you said, coming from the bottom all the way up. So, brother, we appreciate you, Brother Cam, for coming on and bestowing us with your knowledge and wisdom. And we'll look forward to following your journey all the way to the top. We know where you'll go. So, thanks again, and have a wonderful rest of your night, sir.
Awesome. Appreciate you guys for having me on, man. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Talk soon, brother. Appreciate you.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
You too, brother. Another wholesome interview, you know what I'm saying, on the Athleticism News podcast. Cam Rickers, like I said, you can follow him. Should have gotten to plug it, but I got it right here. Cam, C-A-M, Rickers, R-I-C-K-E-R-S, Hoops. Like hoops on Twitter, man. So we are already approaching the 2-hour mark. We'll talk about the big news. We can't come on here and not talk about the Nasir Anderson transfer to Prolific Prep. That was big. That was big news, man. For the Fort Lauderdale program has got their hands in Georgia's back pocket. Already grabbing Caleb Holt, Nasir Anderson. That's a hell of a backcourt. I don't care what anybody says. That might be the best backcourt in the nation. So Naj, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna extend the floor to you, man. Obviously, it was big news, but just what do you think about the possible backcourt? Well, not possible now; it's real. The backcourt combination of Caleb Holt and Nasir.
Why is there so many tabs, bro? Hold on. There it is. Like what? Sorry, I had to pull that up for y'all. Yeah, but I mean, I think it's what Nasir wanted. That's not trying to be disrespectful to obviously play with Ron Salisbury as a 4-star prospect in the 26, but you can see sometimes his frustration a little bit, even though he played with a really good program in Norcross, just maybe the talent level not being at his level. And I think when he went on his circuit and seeing what he could do, how he was dominating on the USA, winning the MVP, I think he just wants to go somewhere where he can play high level basketball. I'm not saying he's not, and obviously here in Georgia, it's definitely a place you can play high level basketball. Obviously, Ace Bailey went all the way through with McEachern, and now he's in the league. But I just think he wants to be challenged, and I think he wants to play with some of the best. And you're going to see more moves like this. So it's not that surprising, especially after what he did. I kind of seen it coming. Even that day, I know we were thinking about talking to him, but I was like, probably not. Because at that point, he's probably got that ego a little bit. And you got to have that confidence, though. I mean, you have to have that confidence if you're going to be elite at this level. You know what I'm saying? So it's just cool to see, it's crazy. I got a chance to even interview him, last year in the Corky Kell, just, live TV and be able to talk to him where he absolutely balled out. So it's pretty cool. You get to see these players and just kind of see how one summer, couple months can really change your life. And his life is forever changed. They even did a tribute video with John Wall actually dapping him up in Florida, what I'm saying, when he came. So, I mean, I think you'll see more moves like this. I mean, if your ultimate goal is the league, you want to go play against players that's going to likely make it to the league or be in that conversation to make it to the league. So, I think that's just what he's doing. He can learn from Caleb. Caleb can learn from him. And you're going on a national schedule. Not Norcross plays a national schedule, but you're playing high-end booking private schools, high-end booking all over the country, Texas, North Carolina, California, all over. And then it's not that far. He's in Florida. So remember, his family and everybody's from Savannah, so they can still go down there and see him. But I think this just sets him up to do what he ultimately wants to do, which is make the league.
Yeah, he's definitely going to do that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? Like like I said, we had to definitely talk about this topic. Definitely box office. How good will Prolific Prep be? They've also added some more hoopers. I'm going to pull this up right quick and talk about their additionals, at the recent additions. And we'll conclude the show. I think it was a good enough show. We can knock it off a little early. But 26, David Adkins. I'm saying Bruce Branch. Both play for the one plays for the Compton Magic and the Southern Assault. And Ohio State commit Alex Smith. So I'm saying they got a lot coming in, and I'm saying they're definitely going to be one of the best teams. Going to be interesting to see how they compete on a national schedule. I'm saying 'cause I know they're going to play Columbus. I know they're going to play the Rams, Montverde. They're going to play everybody. So this is going to be a team. I'm sure both the Najeh and I are going to keep a close eye on because that is a dynamic backcourt and dynamic wings that they're bringing in. So stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. More info as obviously the basketball season rolls around. If you don't have any news or headlines you want to bring up, I'm saying we'll send everybody back on their merry way.
No, I think that's it, man. Shout out. Make sure y'all check out the. It's a big summer league matchup. I think it's tonight. If it was not tonight, it's definitely
Yep.
tomorrow. Bronny's going to play against Cooper Flag, so y'all check that out. That'll be obviously very intriguing. Shout out to Angel Reese. There's been a lot of controversy, around her, but we'll bring up the hoop news. I mean, somebody had a picture of an ape, and her on the cover. I think that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying, but I wanted to bring that up. But nonetheless, congratulations to her on winning the WNBA cover for the new 2K game that's going to be coming out. Shout out to Shea Gilgis, who also was a cover athlete. OKC obviously re-signed their entire core. They gave Williams like $287 million. They re-signed Shea to like $300 million, I think, and obviously Chet. Yeah, exactly. So just wanted to bring up those quick tidbits real quick, and make sure y'all check out Rock Hill this weekend if you have nothing to do. 3SSB major tournament. A lot of top end talent is going to be in attendance, man. Coaches from all over.
There you have, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Just Citizen News Podcast. Well, not only give you the basketball updates, but we're going to bring on people and let them tell the story that you can relate to, so you can one day achieve greatness, just as they will too. So thank you for everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see y'all Monday. And don't forget, we'll be back on here Thursday at 8 o'clock. Peace and love.